What's good, tea people? This is Denny.
And this is James from TeaDB, bringing you episode number 197. So another sample from our good friend Peter. So thank you, Peter. Another fancy pants tea from Xizihao. So what does that pack? What does that read? Can you read that handwriting?
Nuer
cha.
And
then it says Yeshan, which is wild. So.
Great.
So this is I think it's supposed to be a Guafengzhai material from 2009. I don't know exactly what this costs or where Peter got it, but we are going to enjoy it.
Hell yeah!
All right, so we're gonna give
this
a quick rinse.
Shout out to all of our ladies watching. Apparently, we as the guys doing tea on the internet, we have some fangirls, according to some article.
Tea bros.
We're the guy Juan gangstas.
I don't think that's the term you use, but let's go with it.
That's definitely the term that's gonna stick.
Tell me what you're getting out of that smell.
Okay, let me get in here. So really wow, medicinal and like a kind of blast of some
fruit.
Yeah, some sort of like citrusy, maybe a little citrus. I don't know. Smell. I'm very medicinal. I'm not getting much mushrooms out of it. More of that sort of medicinal Chinese herb shop kind of a thing. This looks like it's going to be really compressed. I'm not sure. How much leaf are you using in here?
We are using 5 grams for 75 milliliters.
Okay.
But yeah, it does seem like we have some compressed bits. So that just means I'm going to extend that steep time a little bit early on, try to sort of even out the brews, kind of like you would for a roll oolong.
Right on. Yep. Cool. We can drink this?
Yep.
Right on.
But I will make the next steep while we do. We had some people say that we drink awfully fast when we have these nice teas on. It's true, so we don't have super long episodes.
Right. Yep.
So, going a little bit over a flash steep just to let this leaf come apart a little bit.
Yeah, this is painted dramatically already, so let's give it a shot.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. The thing that blows me away with these teas is that they're so freaking sweet, man. It's crazy because the smell in the cup is really does not smell sweet. Does not smell like something that's gonna be like almost a little fruity. It's kind of getting there a little bit more now, but it still has this really medicinal smell to it. Kind of getting those like a little bit of like sort of citrus sweetness from the aroma, but the cup is this sort of really fruity sweet. It's crazy.
Yeah. This tea I think has been stored in China for at least part of its life, so a little bit drier than some of these other teas we've had on from Xizihao.
It's very light now, obviously.
Yeah, it is.
So, but
I think it could have used a little bit more of a bump there. Yeah, it's still very light. I think you get a little bit of that stuff from the aroma in there.
It's a little bit of saltiness. Wonderful, wonderful sweetness to it. And that saltiness that I'm describing is kind of like just the sweetness the sweetness is so strong that it's almost like when you add salt to your food, something that might not have as much flavor in it, suddenly you're tasting more of what you've salted. So that's sort of what I mean by that. It's just that the saltiness of it, it's a little bit of sort of a textural mouthfeel thing, and then it's also just kind of this like the strength of the sweetness itself feels accentuated more so than I think it should be. And so it's kind of like these two different components of the saltiness.
So you're using it mainly in a positive way?
Absolutely. No, it's yummy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Don't add salt to your tea, though. Don't do it. Not a good idea.
Have you tested it?
No, I haven't. But maybe add salt to your shitty tea. Don't add it to this tea. Cheers, guys. Cheers. A little bit fuller. I'm getting more full fruits in this. Maybe darker stone fruits, something like that.
This is super yummy. Brewing parameters are spot on. There's nothing, there's no too muchness of any of this tea at all, so it's tasting really, really great. It's really smooth. I think it still has like a light viscosity.
I agree, yeah. And I think we're going to see this tea. I think we're just getting to the substance of this tea
For
now.
sure.
And
the core is changing a lot.
yes, it is.
Yeah. So, whereas it was once clear and maybe just a hint of yellow, orange, now it's much more of a deeper orange. The amount of leaf itself in the Guy 1 has gone from sort of like a small little like disc to like really, really filling up. Well, no. There's still that sort of aged
Medicine.
Yeah, medicine smell on it. It's going away a little bit, but
Some herbals, yeah. Some
sure.
herbals, florals, fruits.
yeah, which is so, again, it's just the aroma compared to the flavor profile of the taste of the tea is really different. And so the experience of teas can often be the smell of it, wafting around the room and so forth. But with these teas, don't let the smell necessarily fool you. It might be, as opposed to sort of a complementary experience, it might be kind of contrasting and really different, but still awesome. So,
Yeah.
and look at that. Just this liqueur is just getting
Darker and darker.
yeah, deeper.
And I do have to be careful because I'm trying not to overbrew this either. So
For sure.
we'll see how these next two steeps taste. Cheers, guys. This one's better, more texture.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a vein of strength running through this, of some
Exactly.
bitterness,
Yep.
but it
Hinting at the bitterness. Doesn't taste bitter yet. It's not super mouth puckering or anything like that, but you can tell that it's coming.
and it's the sort of good bitterness that sort of converts to sweeter fillings in the mouth. Getting some throatiness in this as well. It's just much thicker and better, I think, than the prior infusions.
How would you describe the fruits in this?
I don't know. It's kind of like you said. It's kind of like, I feel like it's somewhat citric and it's somewhat tropical, and it's somewhat stone fruits.
Yeah.
It's like those are the three sort of notes. So it's a very ambiguous description. I'm like naming all the fruits.
Actually, but I think you're spot on. I think there's flavor, there's notes of all of that in this. Interestingly enough, yeah, this is good. Really great, lasting flavor in the mouth, and the throatiness. I think I'm experiencing more now too.
Yep.
Definitely.
Starting to get more of the tea's energy too, sort of into the body. I think it's just starting to heat up.
Yeah, although I'm not experiencing that sort of warm blanket experience as much. So this might be a tea that would be equally appropriate in colder weather, colder months like January it is right now. But this might also pair really well with like a summer's day.
Good, yeah. No, I
Just
would say that this may be even more appropriate for a summer's day. But we drink nice tea, not just in the summertime.
Very true. All right. I'm doing it. Dude, this is getting better and better. It's still not bitter yet. This like, again, just the strength of this tea is really coming into the forefront, but it's not yet bitter. This is good.
Maybe getting a little bit of leather and more florals into the aroma now.
Yeah.
Nice full taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the best you can.
I am getting a little bit of mouth pucker off of this. It's not overpowering at all. So, just a product of the tea being, I guess, 8 years old now. So, not the oldest tea.
This is one of those complex teas, I have to say. It is kind of hard to describe what's going on here. But on the crazy petroleum to I can't believe this is a raw pu'erh spectrum. I'd say I put this in more towards the can't believe this is a raw pu'erh than the like I'm drinking gasoline that's been aged for 8 seconds. So, yeah, I think now we're getting to the meat of the steepings, and we're getting more of those raw pu'erh flavors and sensations and textures. But the first 4 steepings or whatever were really light, really fruity, really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's kind of, there's sort of a tidal wave of raw pu'erh strength coming in.
Yeah, it's definitely considerably stronger than it originally was.
This is really tasty. Yeah, it is kind of a shame that we drink these teas so quickly, but at the same time,
it is.
What are you going to do? We know that you folks out there only have so much time in the day.
Yeah.
And I can't handle this kid for more than like 10 minutes at a time.
That's true. You should see us as soon as the cameras turn off.
I actually at broken windows having to leave so quickly.
And I throw Gaiwans at him. And like last time I think he got a Gaiwan stuck in his like disc
surgically
structure.
removed, actually, yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, but these are the things we do for you guys, so I hope you appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. All right. Here's to some like low key bros drinking some really good tea.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Excuse me. This is getting better and better. The actual viscosity is kind of coming off a little bit, I think, but the that sort of medicinal, herbal undercurrent, I think, is coming through this tea now.
Juicier, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great description.
One of the suggestions we had was to live stream our episodes and live stream them and go for a very long time. So, I mean, we could go, I guess, for 45 minutes easily for one tea if we really wanted to. If it's the right tea and if we're brewing at a more leisurely pace.
I know, but you guys have to listen to us talk about stuff besides tea. It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you guys think that format would be interesting. We're always open to experimentation, obviously.
I'm pretty sure we would offend everyone that's still watching the show.
Yeah. Our one audience member out there, we're going to ostracize even that person.
Yeah. You better get ready, Denny's mom.
I love you.
You're getting ostracized.
You just keep feeding me. Yum. Yeah, it still has that really strong medicinal smell. It's actually fairly large.
And the storage I would describe as very clean. So I wonder if sort of like that herbals, that medicinal, I feel like it has developed into this tea because of sort of the character of the base of it rather than through like storage or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Yeah, juicy. We need towards a little more mineral-y with a really nice hint of sweetness. I think the saccharine sweetness of the earlier steepings has sort of dissolved, and now we're reaching this sort of lighter sweet notes.
Yeah.
Really nice though.
And I think this tea, compared to some of the other Xizihaos we'd had in previous weeks, I think this tea is considerably grainer than another of them. It's been a little bit more dry stored, so I think it tastes a little bit less aged than some of those teas, but it's still equally quite tasty.
Yeah, this is really good. And I don't want to undersell how sweet this is, even though it does have those rougher, around the edges flavors that you might find in a typical raw pu'erh. Nevertheless, this has a wonderful sweetness. This is one of those teas that's going to be hard to find, so I don't really know what we would do for a recommendation, but...
Gotta hunt it out. I don't own it, so,
yeah.
So I don't know where you could find it exactly. But
but it's freaking delicious, so if you can find it, give it a shot.
Are you finding any pharmacological effects to this tea?
It's probably too early to tell, so hopefully I don't go nuts while driving home. But not too. No, okay. I don't think so. I'm feeling relatively sober right now.
Okay, that could be a good thing, guys. It's good to be sober while you drive.
Who knows? Maybe I'm always just like 10% not sober compared to the average person, and so it affects me less. That's not true, by the way. So don't. Anyway.
Yeah.
But this is like a really wonderful tea. Complex, has lots of notes of a lot of different stuff in it that evolve and change as the steepings go on, which is a great characteristic of one of these yummier teas to be drinking. And just because we might have faltered, or at least I have faltered a little bit in being able to describe it, doesn't mean that I haven't enjoyed it. So.
Oh yeah, it's highly enjoyable. Would this be a tea? What's the proper context to enjoy this tea? Would it be with a friend? Do you think this would pass the mom test, or is it a little bit too wild for the mom test?
The mom test. Are we gonna make this famous? I'd say this is probably not gonna pass the mom test, unless your mom is a tea weirdo, which you can possibly make happen. So I'd say no. This isn't maybe the most friendly tea to start out with.
Yeah.
I'd say this is one of those teas that you want to, someone else who's had a lot of raw pu'erh, maybe they've only had a few, maybe they've tried some young raw pu'erh samples from various vendors, and they give this a shot and like, whoa, this has expanded my, the horizons of raw pu'erh for me. I think this is the kind of tea that could do that for folks for sure. But probably more of an experienced tea.
I agree, yeah. Definitely very complex, and I think there's a lot of stuff going on here that maybe, not to stereotype moms, but just people new to tea, new to pu'erh may have a harder time picking up on, because there's a lot of strength to this that you kind of have to taste through if you're going to get to the good shit.
Absolutely. So for more of the good shit, check us out on TeaDB.org. Subscribe down below, down left of the camera, probably like here maybe-ish. Comment if you liked this video. Give us a comment with what should they talk to us about on this one. Maybe some specialties that you guys have found that have expanded your raw pu'erh vocabulary.
What's the raw pu'erh that sort of blew your mind and sort of woke you got woke to the possibilities of what it could be, or maybe it hasn't happened for you yet. I don't
Absolutely. Know. If you like the video, share it if you want to share it with some peeps. That'd be cool. We always love that. For more content about tea, though, check us out on TeaDB.org. Tons of article content, video content, and then social media as well. Google the social medias. Just if you type in just TeaDB, TeaDB in Google, I'm sure you'll find all the relevant stuff. Follow us as we continue to explore the beautiful world of tea. Any last thoughts?
No. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.